on the beat.
What's up, fight fans? It's your boy Nick Portella, MMA.com. Today, I'll be talking with heavyweight bare-knuckle boxer, the Mexicutioner, Joey Beltran, former Bellator and UFC veteran, fought some of the top names in the sport. Now he's advanced to the semifinal rounds for bare-knuckle fighting championship, Grand Prix. Joey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. First, I have to congratulate you on your win and your advancement in the heavyweight tournament. The fight was literally everything anybody who watches this particular sport would want to see. It was fast-paced. There was big shots. There was blood. You got Fight of the Night honors. If you had to sell this event on one fight, it had to be yours. How does it feel to be not only get the bonus, obviously, for all the work, but to be part of such a historical event?
I think that's the biggest thing for me, not necessarily the money, but just to be part of, the first recognized, the event that was recognized as the first, sanctioned and regulated bare-knuckle boxing show since 1889, I believe they said.
Yep.
First and foremost, to be a part of that was awesome, but then to be the fight that everybody will refer to when they're talking about that show, it's awesome, man. It's something that I'm happy happened when I'm older and more mature, and I can really appreciate it. If it would have happened, when I was going through the UFC and fighting in Bellator and all that stuff, I was younger and I had a different mindset. I didn't really stop to smell the roses, and it was always just like grinding. Whereas now I'm a little older and I can see oh, that was really fucking cool. It's really cool to be a part of it, and then really, really cool to have our fight be the one that's gonna stand out. And that's the biggest right there.
Yeah, it's going to stand out forever. It was just insane. So now I know you have all kinds of experience in combat sports, but how did you come to get involved with bare knuckle boxing? It wasn't like you saw an ad on Facebook. It was more kind of like closed circuit. So how did that happen?
So what happened is I had actually I thought I was done fighting altogether. I had lost to Alessio Sakara back in 2016, and I just went through a whole lot of personal issues and really stepped away. I didn't fight for 14, 15 months.
Right.
And then I was just got a phone call randomly, from my old manager, ex-manager. He hit me up. He's like, "Hey, your name keeps popping up out in Russia. You want to see what I was like, yeah, man, but I'm not going out there for $10,000. It's got to be some good money." So they threw a really good number at me, and I went out literally 4 weeks notice. Went out off the couch, 260 pounds, overweight. Went out and fought Sergey Karakanov, one of the best guys to ever come out of Russia in his home turf, and went all 3 rounds and really went to war with him, busted him up, and so then after that fight, I was like, all right, I must have some gas left in the tank. So I started training again, started getting a little back in shape, and then my coach, Eric Del Fioro, who manages Rowdy Beck Rawlings, he hit me up, and kind of in a joking manner, he's like, "Hey, you would be interested in doing a bare knuckle boxing match, wouldn't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's see what they say." And then, slowly but surely, the whole deal came together. And then I was notified that I had an opportunity to fight Tony Lopez again. I said, "Oh yeah, man, that's gonna be fun. Let's do it."
Yeah, and I know they had a tryout process, right? And there was over 60 heavyweights that came out because of this whole Grand Prix. This is a big deal. Did you feel confident leaving? I mean, you. So did you feel confident at the end of the process that you were going to get the call?
Oh, I had no idea about the tryout or anything like that. And that's what was funny the way it all worked out is that, like, that's why me and Tony were just like, they knew that we were sluggers, and that's why we were the alternate bout. And then not only that, but the night of the event, we were the swing fight. So there was like a small chance that we wouldn't even have been put on TV.
Right.
You know, swing bout, they just toss you in wherever there's a gap in time. So it all worked out in the end. And then I believe Rico Rodriguez got injured or something, and then I swooped in. I took my alternate spot. So I didn't have to go through that whole alternate process, that whole tryout process or anything. So it's all really cool the way it's all working out.
Yeah, absolutely. And good thing it was on TV. That would have been horrible for everybody who did the pay-per-view to not see it. So now I know the training is somewhat different, I would assume, because you're not wearing gloves. So with your history and you know the whole fight game, do you adjust a great deal in your training camps coming up to a bare knuckle fight, or is it more just kind of doing more hitting pads and whatnot without gloves on to build up, like, I guess knuckle strength, because it's different now?
As far as my sparring and my training and my bag work, everything is business as usual, as if I would be going to a normal boxing match.
Right.
Up until actually this week, because I'm 2 weeks out. What I'll do is I'll start doing bag work and mitt work all exclusively with no hand wraps and nothing.
Right.
Just to make sure that I'm getting that last twist, turning my knuckles over, really keeping my wrists nice and sturdy, nice and strong, and just go out there and put on a show. But I don't do anything weird or anything funky, like, punch steel poles or do anything like that.
None of that craziness.
No, fuck that, man. I want to saving it all for the actual fight.
So now I have this theory that even though people won't admit it, your fight is the reason people come to see these events. I believe that. Whether they admit it or not, people want to see big shots. They want to see people all bloodied up and going to war. Do you think that's what'll keep people coming back? Because I know certain folks didn't get the first one. They went and saw the replay. They see you're back on the card. They're buying it. They're coming. They want to see, because they know what you're about now inside, the squared circle. Do you feel like that's accurate, whether people want to admit that or not?
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's one thing that I've always been known for, whether it be in UFC, whether it be in Bellator, and that's one of the reasons. Call me a journeyman fighter, if you will, but I know that I was making money and supporting my family and traveling the world because promoters knew if they put me on a show, at least one of their fucking fights that night was guaranteed to be exciting.
Fireworks.
That's just, I really only know one way how to fight. Anytime I deviate from that, from that mindset, the results haven't been necessarily good for me. But when I'm in there and I'm having fun and I'm trading punches and blood's flying, that's my happy place, and I generally find success. And if I don't find success in terms of a win, it's a fantastic fight, and everybody's happy when they leave that night.
Right. Now, the funny part is you and your opponent that night, Tony Lopez, are no strangers. At the end of the day, was it kind of a little bit of a sweeter win because it's a former opponent and you got the better of him this time?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely, man. I mean, but to be fair and to be perfectly honest with you, I knew that I was going to win because I always outstruck him with the hands in the two fights that we had. Tony, when I got in trouble with Tony, it was when he was able to use his long fucking spider legs and his funky kicks. He got a weird, very, very good, his fucking karate style fighter for a heavyweight. And it's just annoying. It's just constant barrage of little inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks. It's like side kicks to the stomach. It's just annoying. They don't really hurt, but it's just like, it's like, what the fuck? And then, every time I was able to close the distance and get in the boxing range, I knew I had a really, really good success. So
Right.
going into the fight, I knew he would be tough. I knew if I would probably drop him, and he would come back and we would get in a zombie fight like we did.
Right.
And so I definitely, it was definitely sweet to finally get a victory over him.
And you already pre-expected that type of war. You knew what it was going to be. You guys were going to get in there and just have at it.
And that's another thing too. Is like when I look at the bracket, no disrespect to any of the other guys, but I knew that I had the toughest guy in the bracket on my first fight. So
right.
These next guys, as long as I'm prepared, as long as I'm in shape, which I am, I expect to come out there and get the win every single time all the way to the finals, and be crowned bare knuckle fighting championship's first heavyweight champion.
You know how cool that would be? That's
I know.
The pinnacle
really
of a career.
Cool.
And it's funny you said that because I actually wanted to ask you. Now you're facing Arnold Adams, who scored a second round TKO due to a doctor stoppage. While he did get the finish and yours went the distance, I believe you faced the tougher of opponents. I wholeheartedly believe you had the harder opponent. So I assume for this fight it's all business. You're staying the same fighting style you always have, and you're just going to go in there and he's going to have to expect a war out of you.
Yeah, I definitely think that I don't know too much about Arnold Adams other than like what the internet can tell me.
Right.
But I do know that that he's not anywhere near Tony Lopez's level of toughness. That's essentially like, it's a joking term, but no, it's real, man. It's a zombie fight. It's a zombie fight. Like, you gotta keep hitting them, keep hitting them. They're gonna come. He's gonna come. I don't know that Arnold Adams can take that, and we're gonna find out. And we're gonna definitely find out on the 25th if he can.
There was
I know I can take it.
Yeah, well, we all know you can take it. We've witnessed it. But there was actually some cool video footage after your fight. I don't know if you saw it or not yet, where like people were flocking you, like they wanted to be all over, and you were like, "Listen, I got to get some ice. I'll be more than happy to see all of you guys." You told them where you would be, and then after that, it was kind of cool. Like Tony kind of came out to your dressing room, and you guys kind of had a minute. I mean, being a long time, you guys fought several times. You just got done in having this astronomical fight that will be remembered for this sport forever. Was it kind of a cool moment for you guys to like, you're all cleaned up now, and it was almost like a friendly moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It showed great sportsmanship. Like, hey, we're in here, we did this, but, outside of this, it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, Tony Lopez is he's a tough man. He's a tough ass. He's a tough ass. I mean, and I always like, even my cornerman. We were talking about it. My cornerman's also my life partner, Castro, and we were talking about it. Like, Tony Lopez would probably be somebody that I would hang out with if we weren't fighting. Like, he's a man's man. He fucking takes care of his family. He works a full-time job. Very much like me, he's very similar to me, and we just go out there and handle business. And
I know. I saw you had put a picture up barbecuing for your family the other day. I thought that was cool.
Oh no, yeah, I was barbecuing for my family. That's my side job. Well, not my side job, my front job too. Yeah, I work for a Hunter Steakhouse.
Oh my God! Listen, you're just busy.
Yeah, man, busy.
Well, you know what? I foresee some kind of bonus in your future. It was just such an impressive fight, even for both of you. It was just, like I said, I talked to the guys that run bare knuckle. I'm like, you need this. If every fight was this, it was just insane to watch. So now, obviously, you plan on winning. Nobody goes out there to lose. Do you even have a preference as to who you would like to face in the final? Because you have Sam Shoemaker and Maurice Jackson go into business on the same night, or are you just along the lines of whoever you put in front of me? This is the job.
I'm just as a fan, I'm interested to see who wins that fight. I have my own opinion. Like, once again, just if I'm just watching as a fan, I do my MMA math, for lack of better terms. But I think we're like, okay, so Sam Schumacher had that spectacular knockout of Eric Prindle.
Yes.
Which looks good in person, looks good on paper and all that stuff. But if you do a little more research, you do a little geeking out, Eric Prindle's been getting knocked out left and right. And unfortunately, I mean, he's on the down spiral of his career. He gets, and they're nasty knockouts. Like that one was, like nasty, like not like take a knee kind of hurt. Like, no, he's getting slept.
Right.
He really, So, also, if you do another little bit of research, you realize that Sam Schumacher's 3-0 in professional boxing, but his 3-0 is 3 decisions against guys that look like, the local high school janitor. The body looks like chewed up bubble gum, and he couldn't bust a grape. So I only know that because that was originally one of the names that was thrown at me was fighting Sam Schumacher. So I already did my homework on him. Right. So I was like, oh, this guy, he's 3-0, but he's got 3 decisions against some whack guys. So he doesn't have that power. Not saying he's not a good boxer, but he doesn't have a good power. So him knocking out Eric Prindle, to me, it doesn't mean that much.
Right.
Then Maurice Jackson knocking out the Simone fellow. I can't remember his last name.
Right.
But Maurice Jackson's another guy with a deceiving record because he's 32-0, 33-2 or something like that kickboxing record. But the 33 wins are all local, homegrown opponents, and then his 2 losses are once he stepped out of the regional scene, and he fought in Glory, and then he fought overseas, and he got finished both fights. So
as to where your experience is all really the highest level you could be at.
I know, man. It fucking sucks. It sucks. Well, it really fucking sucks, man. I gotta go to barbecues and deal with my family, and people, like, everyday normal people don't know shit about fighting. They don't know shit about boxing. Right. They don't know shit about fighting or anything. They just know that you lost. Like, oh, Joey's losing a lot. Yeah, well, fucking Joey's fighting in the UFC, man. Like, Joey's fucking fighting Bellator, like, fighting for Bellator's title, fighting Rampage. Like, these motherfuckers, like,
real fights.
I wish I could fucking build my record on the local scene. But no, man, I put in my time on the locals, and I haven't looked back since 2010. I've been fucking traveling the world doing the thing. Up and down, win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win 2, lose one, win one, lose one, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it's been a fucking hellacious roller coaster. But these are fucking real opponents. Like, for fuck's sake. Fucking Stipe Miocic, Matt Mitrione, Pat Barry.
Right. And you could have very well have taken the other road and did, build up a huge record. But I feel like I know from my point of view, you're more respected in my eyes because I know your history. I know the road that you traveled, and you fought guys that the average person would be like, "There's no way, I'm not fighting this guy with a bat." Yeah. You know what I mean? And you've been there, done that, got the war scars, but now it's paying off. It's shining through.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to, I believe that I don't believe. I don't know how to say it. I believe that my higher power would not put me in the situation if I wasn't meant to have something good come out of it. I did a lot of praying and meditating and like, should I really be doing this? And just, okay, I'm going to put it in your hands. And here I am, man. I'm fighting. I'm still doing it. And if I lose, then I lose. Then that's what was meant to happen. But it's my job to put in the footwork, put in the road work, keep my 9-to-5 job, stay involved with my family, and embrace the grind every day, and get to training, do all that stuff, and show up on fight night. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but I accept it.
I have no doubt that you will not show up. This no one will question ever. So I actually want to give you a minute if you have. I know you probably got a million of them, and if you want to name them all, have at it. Anybody you'd like to thank, or coaches and family, or anything, the floor is yours. Get it all out there.
I really just want to thank first and foremost, my boxing coach, like I said earlier, is Adam Castro. Really cool that as long as I've been training, he's been training right alongside me, and he just took a little bit different journey where I was fighting, and he was really focusing on coaching and teaching boxing. And so it's really cool that now we're working together.
Right.
And then my strength and conditioning / body mechanics coach, Brandon Glade, who's also been a lifelong friend, from Carlsbad, California. My sponsors, Triumph United, has been with me since my second fight. After my first fight, I met Hans Molenkamp, and he got me he got me hooked up with Triumph United, and it's just been since day one, And then Tough Toro Tape for helping me take care of my hands throughout my whole training camp. They're a really cool company based out of Texas. 8 Man Strong just came on. Looking forward to a long relationship with those guys. Are really, really cool. And man, that's about it. Just keeping it simple. Of course, my family, and yeah, man, that's about it.
And as for me, I got to thank you for anytime a fighter's willing to donate a little bit of time for the media, especially so close to an event. It's always great, and especially with your last performance, I'm sure you got 1,003 people. Everybody wants to talk when they see something like that, and I'm kind of humbled that you gave me the time. As for everybody else, definitely go follow this guy on Twitter at Mexicutioner760. He's on there, constantly posting stuff. You can keep up with everything he's doing. If you didn't see the first event, I beg you to go out and see the second one. If you're not in Mississippi, you can go to bareknuckle.tv or at Fight TV on Twitter. You could pick up the pay-per-view. It'll be worth. Just trust me. Go get the pay-per-view. If you don't enjoy the show, you can find me on all social media at Nick Portella MMA. Please tell me why you didn't like it and change my mind why it wasn't a great show. To close out, man, Joey, I really wish you the best of luck. Unfortunately, I won't be there live, but I will absolutely be watching it. And I hope when it's all over, we can come back and talk again.
Absolutely, my man. Have a great day.
All right, you too, Joey. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.